I look so fuzzy. There she is. Oh my God, I was so scared I couldn't see myself. Were you scared? You guys, you know what this means. You know what this means when this computer comes out. It's everybody's favorite. 3rd edition, Am I the Asshole? Hopefully Jared came through with some good gay stories. If you know about our AITA Am I the Asshole series, sometimes Jared does these like non-gay stories and I get frustrated. Jared, I wanted this to be like an affair, something nasty. Can you get something?
We can go to the tab.
Lesbian affairs? Gay affairs? Bisexual affairs? I thought this was gonna be juicy.
It's a horror film.
She lied about cake. Do any of these get like a little bit sexier and like more interesting? Where's like the ghosting, sexy dating gay stuff? Can you pull me up some gay stuff, please? But then it turns out that a lot of people like these like cis stories, which is interesting, I guess. Let's get into it. Let's dive in. We gotta go. I know my hair looks great. I look great. I know. Focus, focus. Johnny sticks to the plan. That's what Patty says. Johnny sticks to the plan. This one doesn't seem very sexy already. Am I the asshole for not wearing a wig to my cousin's wedding? This is another Reddit story without f***ing. Oh God, okay, fine. My 20-year-old female cousin, and then it says parentheses 25-year-old male, got married last week. I've only met his wife, 25, once. We had a brief conversation at a family party. I'm not close to my cousin. A few weeks before the wedding, his wife called to demand I wear a long wig and dress to her wedding. I have a Peaky Blinders haircut at the moment and was planning to wear a suit. She insisted I can do whatever I want, but for her wedding, I have to suck it up and dress appropriately. I told her she absolutely does not know me well enough to be asking these kinds of things, and it's incredibly rude in the first place. She started whining that I was ruining her wedding, and I told her I'd be happy to wear a dress if she wanted, but I wasn't wearing a wig. Wedding day rolls around. I bought a dress that matched her theme. I was careful to get an ankle-length dress because I have very thick, dark leg hair that also hid all my tattoos, but I didn't wear a wig. Bride glared at me during the service and told me at the reception I ruined her wedding. She's since been posting on Facebook about how I wanted all the attention on me and was trying to ruin her big day. I didn't want to ruin her wedding. I just wasn't willing to wear a wig. I met her halfway on the clothes. Am I the asshole? No, you're not an asshole, and this person sounds like a dumb piece of shit. And no, you're not an asshole. Sounds like a shitty wedding with shitty people. Okay. Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson? What a title. Okay, so I, 21-year-old guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23, lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Honestly, who does that? She's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions, it's kind of like a random number to remember. So specifically, like 7 separate occasions, writer? Like really? Like how do you know it was 7, not 9, 4, or 5? Like, I'm sensing something here. I'm sensing exaggeration. I'm sensing, like, they have been and you've been, like, wanting them to, like, just invite you in. And you're just like, why can't we go to the Eiffel Tower? And maybe they're like, we don't want to go to the Eiffel Tower with you. Like, we just want to go to the Louvre. And maybe you're, like, trying to get on this Eiffel Tower. And maybe she's not into you like that. And so maybe now you talked about 7. The jury's out. We need to keep reading. I'm just telling you that my amygdala went up, like my threat perceptor went up, and I just feel like 7 is like a random number, okay? I'm Olivia Benson, and this is Law & Order SVU, and I just feel like 7, really? But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll keep going. However, on at least 7 separate occasions, now she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. See, I knew there was something sexual. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee and sees my you-know-what, say she immediately backed out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was being bang out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I'd threatened to do it before. I literally just said, okay, but what if I had no covers on and you saw something before, or saw everything before? I'm so team roommate. I think you're a nasty voyeur. I think you with the windows open. I think you're trying to show everybody your and you need to put your goddamn away, okay? Put your away. Do you know what I'm saying? If privacy is so important to you in your bedroom, you better put on a lock. I just think you're being outrageous. I think that this is your fault. They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and lay in wait of her because that's how I get my rocks off, and I'm kind of seeing how it came off that way, and I'm an asshole for doing this. I would say, like, I don't think you're an asshole, but I think that, like, this is one of those things that you do when you're young and, like, you should have thought more about it or something because it's, like, weird. And you could have just, like, simply asked her, like, can you knock before you come in?
He told her.
No, he said if you did come in and I was just so happy to be on top of my covers, and she'd say, but I didn't. You didn't put out the boundary and say, like, hey, please stop coming in my room. Like, you need to knock first. That would have been acceptable. This, to me, I feel like you were doing it intentionally, and it is kind of creepy.
I think it's her fault.
You do?
Yeah, why would she go and who just opens someone's door without knocking, someone's bedroom door, their boyfriend's roommate?
Everyone turns out to be on your side, Jared. You're right. She is the asshole. Yeah, she's so the asshole.
Like, she's, like, intentionally trying to go see something.
Yeah, totally. I also just think, like, I wish you guys would have had an affair or something. Like, I wish this would have given me more scandal. Like, I just feel like this is, like, Jared. Like, that's kind of your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I hope the second story is a little more salacious. I hate these non-sexual stories, Jared. There's no affairs, there's no cheating. Where's Scandoval? Am I the asshole for not giving my mom money to buy a monkey?
That's funny.
Pretty sure I am not the asshole, but this is so ridiculous that I feel I need reassurance. My mom is in her mid-70s, not in super great health, and is obsessed with baby monkeys. She wants a pet monkey so bad, so she keeps trying to find one for sale on Facebook. Of course, she's been scammed like 20 times since Christmas. Our entire family and I have all told her she isn't going to find a legitimate monkey breeder on Facebook who's willing to accept $300 for a baby monkey. However, she won't listen and instead says, this one is on the up and up every single time. I'm to the point where I don't even want to argue, so I just tell her I hope she's right. Before you lose your minds, we've already gone down the whole monkeys are not pets road, but that didn't stick. Anyway, here's where we are right now. My dad, also in his mid-70s, had emergency surgery on Monday and was just released from the hospital today, Thursday. On the way to pick him up, Mom called me talking to me again about this monkey and how she saved $350 for it, but had to use $120 of it to fix the lawnmower and probably needs to spend the rest on my dad's newly prescribed medications, so she can't buy her monkey this weekend like she planned. She didn't ever outright ask for money, but I told her that I felt awful and would buy her a monkey if I could afford it, but right now wasn't a great time as we had just had to pay our federal taxes. Later, I get this message from her saying she's so sorry for being selfish and asking for money, how she's never asked anyone for a dime, and it hurts so bad that she can't even borrow $200 from me. I told her I didn't remember her asking for money, but apologized if I made her feel weird by telling her I'd buy it for her if I could. No response. Moments later, I got messages from my brother and little sister at the same time, pretty much describing exactly what I just went through with her. Little sister feels offered to buy her one from a reputable breeder in Florida. Brother is beyond pissed, and he just had to shell out all kinds of money after a car accident, so he's annoyed she is so upset over a monkey. She just sent another couple hundred in Walmart gift cards to another Facebook monkey breeder who is definitely on the up and up. Oof, will it ever end? A lot of you think she should be worked up for dementia. While I am not totally disagreeing, I don't really think that's what's going on here, but maybe. I'm not a doctor, so it's probably worth a thought. She's a sweet person for the most part, but is an absolute narcissist. I think she might be bipolar, but she refuses to believe that, and as such is not medicated. She has a teeny tiny dog that is her baby. My dad has an outdoor cat, but she hates cats, so I'm surprised she hasn't dumped him in a field somewhere like she did with my cats. Yes, more than one when I was a kid. This family is sounding so intense. Anyway, I think I'm going to look into the monkey dolls. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to look into the monkey dolls. I know they are obscenely expensive, but I think that is a much better option. That's a lot. That's just so much. And I think what I would recommend to you is to watch the Friends reunion and talk and just read what Ross said about that poor monkey. They're not pets. They're meant to be out in the jungle. They're meant to be like out running around. They don't want to be at your house. They don't even like you like that. Get a goddamn dog or a cat. Am I the asshole for not giving my boss my first class seat? Yesterday, my boss and I were flying home from a conference. We were on the same flight, but our original seats were not next to each other. I'm a frequent traveler on this airline and use their credit card, so I often get free upgrades to first class. I got upgraded on this flight and my boss did not. After the flight, when we were collecting our bags, she said she wanted to talk to me about my lack of respect for protocol. She thinks that because the company paid for my original ticket and she is more senior than me, I should have given her the first class seat. I think this is absolutely insane. While the company paid for my seat, it is my personal credit card spending and frequent travel that earned me the upgraded seat. Is this some sort of corporate standard I'm not aware of? Am I the asshole? Interesting. I don't think you're the asshole. If she wanted a first class seat so bad, she should have made sure she got one, or she could have waited for another flight. And if y'all are in charge of your own upgrades and stuff, like, live your life. And how funny. I hope that you like winked at her when she walked by you. It was just like, enjoy your flight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're so not an asshole. And her. Her and all these corporate people. Them all. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to our channel. We love you so much. We're going to do another part of Reddit, Am I the Asshole? We're doing another one. Jared's excited about it. I'm excited about it. We'll see you next time on YouTube. You're gorgeous. I'm gorgeous. We're thriving. Submit your own. Get tested for STIs and have safe sex. We love you so much. We'll see you next time on YouTube. Bye.